That's been today, all day. Day three. Day three of 7 days of gratitude. I'm going to talk about that. I made a commitment, 7 days. And all that is just choosing an intention to be grateful. And that doesn't mean that unicorns are going to, fly out your ass. It doesn't mean that everything's going to be great. It just means that you're going to choose an intention that's higher than the problem. And gratitude. Thank you. Just to say thank you. And I am so thankful I live in nature, and it's become so clear to me how much I need nature. That's me. I did a few videos on the mountain today. It's so warm out there. I just took my shirt off and hiked for a couple of hours, and it was just me and nature, and an occasional mountain biker would ride by, and it was just me. And I did a few videos. I just didn't like them. Today was just one of those days where I really just needed to get off technology, and I just said, hey, get out there and do some yoga. I said, snow is gone, back to hiking, where I best connect my sanctuary with source. I'm so thankful that I live in Colorado. I'm so thankful that I live where cannabis is legal, that there's not a war on plants. This last year has been a really, really hard year. And I don't want to go into the story every time I did it. By the way, let me introduce myself in case I haven't done it. I'm Jonathan Fibonacci, and I'm doing 7 days of gratitude. You can tweet me at Fibonacci. And I was just talking about my sanctuary with Source. And, I wish I would have known earlier how much nature invigorates the soul, how wise it is, and how when we remove ourselves from nature, we're just less. We operate with less, and how important nature is to emotional, spiritual. I just think development as a whole. I wasn't going to do a video, and I didn't like the videos I did on the mountain, so I thought, well, let me just. But then I remember one of my favorite quotes. This is, I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, Starbucks. They started putting these really cool, the way I see it. I don't know if you can see it because it's, Starbucks it's a great company. Howard Schultz, if you're there, this was a great thing. But somehow I guess the corporate demon took them over and they got rid of the soul. But this is such a great quote on commitment. And I used to save these cups. It says, the irony of commitment is that it's deeply liberating in work and play and love. The act frees you from the tyranny of your internal critic and from the fear that likes to dress itself up and parade around as rational hesitation. To commit is to remove your head as the barrier in your life. I love the line. It says, the act frees you from the tyranny of your internal critic that likes to parade around as rational hesitation. I didn't want to do a video. I'm done. I didn't like it. I didn't like the videos I did on the mountain. It was a little too high. Sometimes the sunlight can be so bright, both literally and spiritually, that, maybe I'm just too vain. Maybe that's something I need to look at. I don't know. So I just thought of the quote, and I also thought of this quote. It says, between stimulus and response, there's a space. And this is what I want to talk about with the importance of not just commitment, but also gratitude. See, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And that space is our power to choose our response. Now, see, when we have a preloaded intention, maybe for the day, a preloaded intention, then when that stimulus comes, maybe it's a negative stimulus, you can reach back into your intention for the day, and you can say, today I'm going to the power to choose my response to be grateful. And this is, in your response lies our growth and our freedom, and that's from Viktor Frankl. And he wrote A Man's Search for Meaning, and that's such a rich quote. In my opinion, if you wanted one quote to encapsulate all of New agey spiritual development, it comes down to between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. You know I want growth and I want freedom. I want freedom for my children. I want freedom for everybody, for this country. So how do we make that space larger? Well, first of all, we have to know that that space is there. I'm going to get off and I'm going to finish day 3, but I'm going to be thankful for Viktor Frankl. I'm going to be thankful that he went through the concentration camps, and from the depths of hell he came out, and this is what he said: between stimulus and response there's a space, and that space is the power to choose our response. Just try it. Try gratitude, or try any virtue. Maybe you're going to go on a date, or maybe you're going to have a conversation with your spouse or your ex-spouse or your child, or maybe you're going to just run to Starbucks. Choose an intention between stimulus and response, and maybe when somebody irks you, you can respond with gratitude. And you're like, well, how can you be grateful with what irks you? Or maybe you get somebody writes something on your wall and you could be thankful for that, your Facebook wall. Or maybe you just want to be thankful that you live in a cool state where cannabis is free, or not free, but legal. I don't want to go into how important cannabis is to me, and how important cannabis is to, I believe, just spiritual development, emotional development. But one thing that cannabis does for me is it allows me to see the space where before I did not see it. For example, if somebody is hostile to me, I wasn't able to see the space of maybe that they were hurting. I would just react. And the difference between reacting and responding is so different. And that's one way that cannabis, yoga, so many things point to that space. And, we use different words for it. We have different personalities. I don't want to get into the Enneagram. Like, for example, this is very, look, same thought. Between stimulus and response, there's a space to choose our power. And the response lies our growth and our freedom. I mean, that's a very hostile image. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe you're surrounded by just a bunch of bullshit, and you need that image. Or maybe this image speaks to you. It's, again, freedom. Maybe you need to know that, knowing that space is there. And also, let's just honor this man, Robin Williams, because I too have struggled so much. If you, I don't want to go into my story again, but losing your business and losing your children in the same year, financially to be rocked and have your family rocked at the same time, and also, and I don't want to go into my trial too much on this on day 3. I will go into my trial more and more as a men's rights activist, but I'm thankful right now. Even to choose this response, I'm just looking for random quotes to show you how important that is. And Robin Williams is still speaking, and he's such a beautiful, beautiful soul. And there's a National Suicide Prevention Hotline. God bless you, Robin Williams, such a beautiful man. And or maybe maybe you want it simple. Maybe you don't want any words at all. Or maybe you just need things black and white, damn it. That's just what you need. Same thought. So anyway, I'm going to go back to the one that I prefer, the one I first opened up. I just think that, for me, that speaks. That's where I'm at. That's where today was. Kind of a truthful, sad, but man, I got out there in the heat, and I came home to a nice warm shower. My children are healthy, thank God, even though I don't see them. There's a lot of things, even in this situation, I could be so thankful for. I'm thankful for technology, that I could just take out my my iPhone and communicate with one person or maybe a million people. Maybe I can bring life to somebody today. Anyway, today's day 3 of gratitude. And wherever you're at, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know how far these videos are going. Again, I'm Jonathan Fibinogi. You can tweet me. Let me do this little thing again, because my... there it is, Fibinogi. Man, who is this guy? See, even in here I'm upset because my Wi-Fi is not working. So even in this place, I could choose my response. See? Even when Wi-Fi doesn't work, you can choose your response. Just to be patient. At Fibonacci, go ahead and tweet me. All right, you guys enjoy your day, no matter whether you're at. The snow is gone, back to hiking. Go do some yoga. Tomorrow's Sunday. Choose an intention. Tomorrow, it's going to be gratitude again, the 4th day. Again, I'm Jonathan Fibonacci. I would love to hear from you. Hope these videos are helping you. Go get some Starbucks. The irony of commitment. So day 4, even though today I didn't want to do it, I'm going to kind of push through it, and we'll keep going. Day 4 is tomorrow. Maybe I'll be in a more chipper mood. Oh, yeah, and also I wanted to say this real briefly. See these rocks behind me? A lot of times people think with gratitude that as soon as you move into gratitude, you're going to be full of, unicorns and sunflowers, and it's gratitude. But sometimes gratitude, when you bring a spiritual virtue into your life, or you seek to bring a spiritual virtue in your life, you may have a down day. You may have days that are depressing, because sometimes the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the universe, sometimes the good virtue pushes us into grief. And we have to have a place for the negative emotions that gratitude brings. And let me say that again. Sometimes we have to have a space for the negative emotions that gratitude brings. And when we bring anything new into our lives positive, the shit leaves. And sometimes we feel it, and we got to process that. So have room in your life for both good and bad. And gratitude can kind of clean that shit out. All right, you guys have a good day.